Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with 16 non-Baroque works for string orchestra I couldn't live without. Because if we include the Baroque stuff, then we include the whole Baroque period, basically, aside from like concertos for things that aren't strings. So, yeah, we're setting that aside because they've popped up the Baroque classics in numerous other contexts, and we're talking about post-Baroque music. So get that in your thinking device, and let's go, because these are some fabulous works. Oh my goodness, there's some gorgeous stuff here. First, Elgar's Introduction in Allegro, a compact masterpiece in one movement for string orchestra and string quartet. It's absolutely glorious. It's one of his greatest pieces, I think. I mean, just in terms of, first of all, its melodic beauty, but also its wonderful form and incredibly rich sonority. Oh, it's just a great thing. Next, Korngold, his Symphonic Serenade. This was one of his late concert works. He wrote it for the Vienna Philharmonic, and he made it as difficult as possible for the string section. It's a big, beefy, juicy, thick, luscious hunk of red meat. It really is. It's absolutely phenomenal. I don't listen to it all that often, actually, because it's really dense. And I find that it's like that new Dubai chocolate stuff, which I have some here, by the way. Have you seen that? Yes, a little bit goes a long way. Let's put it that way. But it's really fun. Mozart, Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Oh, yes. How could we leave that out? Really, one of the most succulent little bonbons for string orchestra. It's delicious. It's fun. It's light. It's fluffy. Everybody knows it. It's a perfect exemplar of symphonic form in the most compact possible way. It's just delicious. Britten, his Simple Symphony. It was based on music he wrote when he was like 6 or something like that. He was quite the musical prodigy. Our Benji Britten was. And the Simple Symphony is charming. Now, he wrote a lot of works for string orchestra. I mean, there was the song cycle, Les Illuminations, which I love, and the Frank Bridge variations, which I don't love. I never have. I just can't get my brain around them for some reason. I find them to be too cute and coy for some reason. That's me. I mean, other people love them, and I respect that. But the Simple Symphony is wholly charming and fun and full of good tunes. And, it's just amiable and pleasant and a joy to listen to. Tchaikovsky's Serenade for Strings. Oh, yes. The waltz wasn't that the theme to like Carl Haas's Adventures in Good Music, whatever it was called? It was something on WQXR. I just remember it vividly. Do 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 do. It was usually better than whatever they were playing. Oh, what lovely work that is. Ginastera, his Concerto for Strings. This is a wonderful work. It's kind of midway between his like totally crazy 12-tone stuff and his more melodic things. It's an expanded orchestration of his second string quartet, if I'm not mistaken, since I have the scores of both. And I have a cat down here. Hello, Mildred. It's really lovely. I mean, it's a beautiful work and interesting, a little bit challenging, but full of sort of expressionistic angst in places. It's lots of fun. Bartók's Divertimento. Oh, yes. Bartók in easy listening mode, sort of, kind of. Bartók was never really easy listening, in that sense. But it's full of Hungarianosity. All those terrific folk-like melodies and rhythms, and it's brilliant, and it's very substantial. It's a divertimento, but it's a good half hour long, and it's in big, beefy movements. Oh, they're just marvelous pieces. First class. Howells, Herbert Howells. Herbert Howells? He wrote a Requiem and Hymnus Paradisi. He exists on the fringes of the English musical Renaissance. He was a very, very fine composer. His life was irretrievably altered when his son passed away. And as a result of that, a lot of his later music has a very elegiac cast or is dedicated to the memory of his son. It's very tragic. But his music is extremely deeply felt as a result. He's not a light and fluff composer. That may be why his music isn't played all that often. It's more complex than it may initially seem to be, but it's wonderfully well written. He was very self-critical. He was not prolific by any means, and his Concerto for String Orchestra is fabulous. It's a wonderful, very, very serious, deep, intricate work that I just like listening to. It's another piece that's got a lot of red meat on its bones, like the Symphonic Serenade by Korngold. It's just there's substance there, really serious substance. It's not a light thing at all, and it's beautifully written for the ensemble. I give it a shot if you have a chance. There are a couple of really good recordings of it, like on Hyperion and Santos and those people, and they're definitely worth seeking out. Shostakovich's Chamber Symphony in C minor, Opus 110A. The A comes because Opus 110 is the string quartet from whence the Chamber Symphony arose. It's the eighth quartet, one of his screaming masterpieces. Well, he wrote a lot of those, but really one of his most terrifying works. Really a scary piece of music. I mean, he was practically suicidal, apparently, at the time that it was written. It's full of musical anagrams and things like that. It's got his DSCH motive in it. Da, 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 da. That's in there. And that theme from the piano trio as well, one of those Jewish things. Ya da da bum bum ba da 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 da. It's maniacal and really, really full of dread and doom and darkness and all the fun D words: desolation, despair, desuetude. Who knows? Pick it. You got it. Oh, it's great. Absolutely great. Dvořák's Serenade for strings. Well, there's the natural coupling that usually appears with the Tchaikovsky, or you could say that the Tchaikovsky appears with the Dvořák. They're the two great 19th century serenades for string orchestra, and boy, are they beautiful. Oh, they're so lovely. The tunes are just endless. It's oh, wow. I mean, you listen to that and you just wonder what you've been doing with your life. It's so heartwarming and lovely. Then Bloch, Concerto Grosso No. 2 for string orchestra. Everybody knows Bloch's Concerto Grosso No. 1. Well, a lot of people do anyway, which is a fabulous piece. It's also for strings and piano in this case, but this is just for string orchestra. And it's a very, very fine work in neo-Baroque shape. And Bloch is such a good composer. He really is. In his orchestral music, particularly orchestral and chamber music, he was phenomenal. And he wrote one of the great Shakespeare operas, Macbeth, that's really successful. It's a fantastic piece. He just doesn't get much play anywhere. He was Swiss. He was Jewish. He moved to the U.S. He ran the Cincinnati Conservatory or something. I mean, it was out west in Portland, and he stayed on the fringes. But his music deserves vastly more attention than it gets. It's really, really good stuff. And this is one of those pieces. It's just a joy to listen to. I mean, I've never seen it programmed. It gets recorded with the first Concerto Grosso on block discs, but it deserves some love as well. Lou Harrison, his Suite for Symphonic Strings. This is a major, major work. It's in like 7 or 8 movements, and it lasts like 37 minutes or 40 minutes. It's a big sucker, and incredibly enjoyable. It's full of Lou Harrison's typical, it starts with a stampede, and it's got, Baroque things and Eastern things, and it's all just wonderfully combined and beautifully scored for the ensemble. Doesn't get played that often. I've never seen a performance, never even heard a performance that was going to be given or heard of one, but it's been recorded, thank goodness, and it's definitely a major, major work for string orchestra. Fabulous piece. Jolie Braga Santos, Portuguese composer, his Concerto for Strings in D major. It is one of those typically fabulous British works for string orchestra. I mean, it's in the shade of Vaughan Williams, in that wonderful modal harmony place. I mean, the finale is just da 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 dum bum da 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 bum bum bum. I mean, you think you're listening to, a London symphony or something. Oh my goodness, it's joyful and marvelous. If you don't know it, go get it. You really owe it to yourself to hear it. It's just a brilliant, wonderful piece. And if you might not guess Portugal when you hear it, well, who cares? What matters is how well it gets done, and this is done very, very well. And speaking of England, Tippett's Concerto for Double String Orchestra, one of the great 20th century works for string orchestra. Absolutely, it's full of wonderfully complex rhythms. It's really challenging to perform. Again, it has fantastic tunes and lots of typically Tippett-like counterpoint. He starts with themes that are very consonant, very tonal, and very catchy, and then he sort of treats them contrapuntally, and he doesn't care too much about what collisions they run into harmonically, which is fabulous because you get these sort of crunching harmonies that then resolve in a beautifully effective way. The ending is gorgeous. It uses some actual folk tunes, and they work for me. It's just a fantastic piece of music. Then there's Canning's Fantasy on a Hymn by Justin Morgan. All right, so Thomas Canning wrote this piece. It is the Vaughan Williams Tallis Fantasia played backwards or sideways or upside down or vertically or diagonally or something. It's one of these string orchestra pieces that would not have existed had Vaughan Williams not written his Tallis Fantasia. And so you really need to hear it. It's been recorded a couple of times. Tchaikovsky discovered it and recorded it. And then there was a recording on Telarc, and there have been a couple others. Really a great piece to get to know by a composer nobody cares about, who is known for this one-shot wonder of a piece. Maybe there's more. I don't know. All I know is that this is there, and it's a wonderful piece for string orchestra based on, conceptually, Vaughan Williams' Fantasia on a Theme by Thomas Tallis, which is our however choice. If there is a more glorious work for string orchestra in the universe, I haven't heard it. I mean, this is the piece that just slays you. I mean, it's so hauntingly beautiful. It's written for triple ensemble. There's a string quartet, there's a big string orchestra, and then there's a small isolated string orchestra off stage somewhere distanced. And the interchange between these various ensembles creates this cathedral-like acoustic. Wherever it's played, it's phenomenal. It creates its own atmosphere and just transports you into this timeless realm of spiritual transcendence. Doesn't that sound good? I mean, it does to me. Anyway, there you have it. 16 non-Baroque glorious works for string orchestra I couldn't live without, and I'm very interested to see your list too. Again, you can take anything you want from my list. If it's a favorite of yours, it's a favorite. That's the point. We want to find out what the favorites are so that people looking at these lists can get a sense. If everybody lists the Tallis Fantasia, it tells them something, doesn't it? And who isn't going to list the Tallis Fantasia? Hint, 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 hint. So have at it. And I look forward to seeing your list. Keep on listening, friends, and thanks for joining me. Take care.